Hello, hello, hello. Testing one, two. We are all live, Ethan.
Oh, sick. What's up?
What's up? What's up? Hello, everyone who came to view our podcast. This is um very new to us. I am Motsiba Sesiu, and I'm here with Ethan Benjamin.
Hi guys, I'm the director of the web series.
Yeah, and I am the cinematographer slash co-writer. You always forget to add in this co-writer. You are and the writer, dude. You always forget to write. You always forget to add that you're a writer. I don't know why you do that, but you
No,
are
it's because
the this.
it's because I'm so used to like only working on the writing part alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I'm
I
so used to
mean,
that. So writer feels kind of redundant with other credits and stuff. That's
but
why we did.
it's a thing that is like it's what we do. You have to write the story and then direct it, and especially now that we're in film school, you don't have any dedicated writers. But that's besides the point. So we are doing this podcast. I don't know how you guys got to come across this podcast. That maybe it's word of mouth. Maybe it was part of the adverts that we posted on our social media. But we are hosting this podcast in order to raise funds for our upcoming web series. Yay! So, so this web series is our final project, and it's Ethan and I are shooting it, and we require funds, and we require all these fantastic things that come with the film. Unlucky, I'm poor. Ah, dude, it's fine. Even you being here and being a part of us discussing our topics and discussing the creative cycle that we went through to create this short film is more than enough. I mean, just to clarify that anyone that is joining this stream does not need to donate. You do not need to donate. You do not need to give us any form of donation. But if you feel that you would like to, and you kind of believe in our project that we're going to discuss now and coming forward, please feel free to and help us create this project and make it like as best as we can.
Yeah, the best thing we can do right now is more of exposure. So if you're willing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow Instagram, and share those with all your friends and family.
Yeah.
Also, the idea about donations. I believe our page is still in review, correct?
Yes, yes. So our Thunder Fund page. So Thunder Fund is like Patreon, where I don't know if you guys, yeah, I don't know if chat has ever used Patreon or GoFundMe. So it's kind of like that, where we put up our website and you guys can come around and back us, and with that you get special rewards that we've set out for our audience that decided to back us for this film. So we are currently, like Ethan said, we're currently in review. They're just giving us the whole runaround. I don't know.
Do you want
It's
to tell them about the reward tiers in the meantime, though, if they
yeah,
do plan
yeah.
on donate?
So currently, if I am not mistaken, uh, we do have a reward system for you guys if you decide to back us. So we have a tier one reward system, which is 50 Rand. Oh, and just also to clarify, if you are a foreign viewer, we are working in South African rands. So just like, I don't know if you want to do conversions or whatnot. So first tier is 50 Rand. You'll get like a personalized thank you letter from the team who worked on this project, which is the main cast, the main cast and crew. That's directors, cinematographer, DOP. Cinematographer, DOP is the same person. Oof. That's director, cinematographer, editor, and producer, the main actor, and so on. The second tier which is 100 rand, will get you a your name in the credits. So you'll have your very own name in our film credits, and because this is a web series, we'll have multiple episodes, and in those multiple episodes we will have as if we have more than in more backers than usual, well, not usual, but more than we can fit in one film, we can spread them out in different episodes, and that episode will be uniquely yours, and you will have helped us fund that episode. So you will have your name in the credits, and you can go show off to your families and friends and your neighbors and say that you were in a film and you helped create a web series. Right. So tier 3 is a you get your name in the credits as well, and you also get one ticket to the the web series premiere, which is, if I'm not mistaken, might still happen at the end of the year. We're still getting word on that because of the current pandemic. So as soon as we kind of create an environment where we can actually show the film, right, Ethan, if I'm not wrong, then we'll be able to send tickets and send details and locations for when the film's going to be premiered. But essentially that's what those who donate 250 rand for the tier 3 reward will get: their names in the credits and also a ticket for the for the film's premiere. So 500 rand will give you the tier 4, and with that you will get a physical HD poster of the film. This is the one that I currently am excited for, personally, because I don't want to toot any horns, but we have commissioned a graphic designer, South African Cape Townian graphic designer, who goes by the name of Bradley Nyker. I don't know if you guys know him, but he used to go to my high school. I will put some I'll put his details in the description, and yeah, we'll put it on his Instagram. We'll be promoting it on our Instagram, which is what is it called? I can't remember. Young the Web Series on Instagram. That's why I need you. So yes, on Young the Web Series, and he's decided. He has graced us with some of his talents and putting it into our poster and helping us with our film. So yeah, just to get all the thanks out of the way. So in creating this web series, right, we needed to do the backgrounds, and we needed to do all the screens and all our characters. So I would like to thank Fatima, who actually helped us and drew us these caricatures of us, and also all the other screens that we have on the podcast. She did that, and she's amazing, and I wish I could actually I will not even I wish I will be sending her links in on our Instagram page. We will be promoting her links in our Instagram page, and you guys can check her work out. She's a very amazing artist, and very amazing creative as well. That is it. That is all the thanks. Are we going to get right into the nitty-gritty of things, Ethan?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so where do you want to kick off?
Okay, well, the first one introduced like what the series is about and why we made our certain choices.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so I guess this is more for contextual stuff. The reason that we're calling this web series Young because it's about, as we said so in our page for funding, that it's about young people and about the struggles we have to think when it comes to choices like are we where we should be, For example, like I think I wrote this from my point of view, whereas okay, I'm in film school, but ever since like second year, I have seriously been questioning like whether I should actually be here or not. And sometimes I felt like I've stayed here because I'm too far gone. Like I can't turn around now. And those are very interesting questions because I don't know. It makes me feel very existential, even though some people may consider I don't have any right to be. And again, I feel like we all ask ourselves that question. I'm pretty sure you've
Yeah,
thought about that many a
I
time.
I've
Like,
definitely
maybe we
felt
should be.
that. So yeah, I've definitely felt that. I can remember. I think this was, and it's okay. It's not because of film, but it was also because of other stuff. Um, I think I remember in high school. I also used to take fine art as a subject, and I used to do a lot of drawings and stuff. One of my final pieces of my fine art drawings was about the deterioration of one's skill, because
Yep.
you know that saying that if you don't use it, you'll lose it, right? And in high school, I did draw a lot, but I just felt like I wasn't as good as when I drew as a kid, and I think that kind of translated into the way I started thinking, and also when it started getting into university. I remember before university, before film school, I used to do a lot of short films and stuff, like funny skits and stuff, and I used to like it, and it was amazing. But then as soon as I went into film school, I just stopped doing less of that. I stopped doing less of my YouTube. I had a YouTube channel, and I just started doing less of that. And that's like I feel like that's what I can relate to with the story as well. That feeling that you really don't know if you belong here, or if this is the thing that you want to do. I don't know if that's
Oh
what
no,
you.
makes absolute sense. I think it also comes with the idea that you don't want, that you feel like you may end up regretful if you continue walking on this path. Like, um, we haven't publicly put the script out yet, when subject to some changes. But I think something that I really wanted to make sure Darren felt was that he feels if he continued doing this, he might regret it. Not that he actually would regret it, because again, he hasn't made those choices yet. But you sometimes get scared. Sometimes get scared. It's called almost cold feet. You don't want to step into the forest because you're scared you may not be able to step out. Like you don't want to make decisions that you'll regret, but you can't know that unless you actually do it.
Yeah, yeah. I do definitely agree with that.
I think and when I say that everyone starts to think about this, I think it also okay. Whenever we pitch this, we also like when I'm writing the Bibles for Darren, I always say that he was always like a goody two shoes, or that he did everything he was supposed to. He went to college, he got a job, but clearly that I guess this does kind of devolve into a conversation. But clearly nowadays people are expected to do that, but some people just don't feel that way. There's a big rise in people taking art stuff. I think there was a big boom in people who went to university, but now that sort of wanes down. More people are starting their own businesses and stuff, and I think I wanted to another way I wanted to write this was as a cautionary tale, because I know this is sort of an old conversation, but remember when people kept discussing things about the Joker movie?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying I want to compare mine to the Joker, because the director of that had a lot of more experience, but I do think it's quite a unique way of seeing the film. Like if you just read the script itself, where people can idolize the Joker, but that's not really the point of the whole thing. Because I think Joker is a cautionary tale. It's like this can happen if this happens, and we don't want this to happen because this will happen. And if you read the script, we have the main character who's robbing from those closest to him.
Yeah,
The thing
yeah.
is, though, like if he there are things in Darren's life which he has to resolve, and if he doesn't, then he's going to start doing this. And I'm sure a lot of people have felt that they want to start taking serious action because nothing is working out in their life. Like in this case, Darren stealing. Like I've thought about that. Like I've thought about doing major out of character things. Like sometimes I feel like I want to get into a fight. Um, I'm just pouring my heart out here. Like I sometimes think like I want to engage in
You want to brawl?
physical fighting. And
Yeah,
the thing is like I'm pretty sure that would stem from some other problem. Like that is something which we will put in the ending of the series. Like that's like wherever it leads him. Of course, the endings can change, but I think that's the idea of cautionary tale that would really work for the series. Like I think that's why we make it a series as opposed to a film, because it just works better if we divide up those sections. That's kind of where I see the writing going as a cautionary tale. So that is something that we should focus on, and I think that is one of the points that our directing lecturer touched on when last time he gave me feedback about this whole thing. I think that is kind of a way I could actually translate his feedback, make it a cautionary tale, and try and focus on that. Yeah, it's much more sense if I think of that way.
No, no, I actually understand. I also being part of the co-writing, I didn't like for this story, and I remember I hopped on a little bit later to help you because you were saying that it was kind of getting a bit overwhelming just doing just writing out the story and writing it during the lockdown period, and also catching up with schoolwork. For me, I enjoyed the character because the main character Darren kind of represented some of the things that I faced in high school. Like again, talking about not knowing if this is what you want to do or what you don't want to do. But yeah, and then as I started writing it, I started seeing that this character is actually has multiple layers, and like you said, from the Joker movie, the idea that if you don't do this will lead to this, and this will lead to this. This is the type of society. This is the society we live in. A society, yeah. So this is what's gonna happen in society, and this is what's gonna happen to a individual character. And I felt that in the Joker movie, I really felt that, and I liked it. Like the Joker for me is a very, very interesting character, and I can see how there are some resemblance from the Joker to Darren's, especially the new Joker movie, which was like a different take, and I feel like it also I see an inspiration to Darren, like in the Joker, in that type of character. Also, like seeing that the way that the script is coming along, I mainly on this project I'm working on just the nitty gritty parts, like just the small interactions, whereas Ethan is writing the whole story and kind of conceptualizing it and kind of putting it out there, and I'm just coming in there and making small changes to episodes. So the way series the way series are edited or written is that they have a whole team. It's not just one person writing a series. So we have and correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan, but the baseline writer, that's the dude that writes the whole that writes the whole story. I don't know I can't remember the actual names. I might be butchering some of the names, but for now, for this, we're just gonna call him the head writer. Okay, he writes everything from what the character does. That's just the head story. Like that's what he writes. Then we have like people that work on each individual episodes, and they kind of see like what's going to happen on this episode and what's going to happen on the other episode, and in that they have to write their own story. And I think I've been falling under that, writing for a certain episode, like co-writing for this episode and trying to find out what is the story you can pull out from that episode. And it's been like very interesting kind of writing for that type of episode, and kind of writing for because I'm writing for episode 2, and episode 2 is like and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but episode 2 is like in most series is after the pilot episode, which is the first one. The second episode is supposed to carry and take the story that's going on, and like just pull and drag the information, and kind of allow the audience to kind of carry on, feel the idea of the series, and keep them going, keep them interested into the series, and also bringing out like new situations and not making it stale, like this character goes through the same thing and then the next episode he goes through the same thing. We don't want that, right, Ethan? We don't want that in our story. So yeah, that's technically that's what's happening at the moment with the story. Do you want to add anything else to? I don't know if I went off a little bit of a tangent,
That's
but
all
yeah.
good. I just want to say before that, anyone who has, if you have any, if any of the viewers have any questions, we will take the time to answer them. Yes.
Yeah.
It was about. I want to talk about the point that you mentioned about head writer and having a whole bunch of other writers. Because yeah, understandably, we don't need. Yeah, it can be difficult to have one person write everything, but we don't really need that much because we're not writing a 5 season show where every episode is 40 minutes to an hour. But I do think that another benefit of us having a smaller production rather than a big TV series is because I feel that the reason they have to have like an entire team of writers for something like that wouldn't just be idea fatigue, but also because they probably pacing because I think you gotta have everyone writing dialogue that would fit the show, but that means you gotta have like 10 to 15 people all having the same direction. For this thing, yes, there should be some sense of unification. We can't both have ideas that are too far wide, or else we'd never get this done. But I do think that's what I like about this relationship. Yeah, this writer co-writer relationship. It's because while we are meant to see things in a similar direction, we actually have way different interpretations that we can each grow from it. Like you mentioned things about Darren that I had never even considered, which actually helped a lot with the writing and
Yeah.
help to clarify some things that maybe I was struggling with. That is a huge benefit of this relationship we have for writing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I did like I don't know, Ethan. With when it came to your story, I was very confused in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, I was very confused. With like the type of story that you were trying to tell, and then soon as soon as I like started reading it and started like seeing the character and started linking the character to different characters, then I started to say, okay, what happens? Because with me, when I write about characters, I do this thing where, and it's very weird. I do this thing where I talk if as if I'm the character. So I kind of play the character. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, ooh, what would this character do? And I start like having very silly monologues in my bedroom, and my parents would come around and be like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just having a monologue of what this character do. Sometimes I don't even say anything. I'm like thinking with the mentality of the characters. That's how I write for characters, because I can't write about something that I have not experienced or that I have not lived through. So it's easier. Like our script writing lecturer kind of recommends that we do that because it's easier for us to write from experience, you know. And yeah, like being a co-writer, taking my experiences and putting it into the character, and then starting to understand this is the type of character that Ethan was trying to portray. And I'm like, okay, I've lived through this. I've seen situations like this. I can actually get behind the story and get excited for the story, and then actually write something that is relevant, you know.
Yep. Before you say anything else, someone just mentioned in chat, hey, how many episodes are there? And will it eventually be on YouTube? Yes, we plan for there to be 4 episodes, and once everything is cleared up, like if we have the screening and once we have our awards, this will be on our YouTube channel, just titled Young Web Series. So far, the only video on that channel is our teaser trailer, but we do plan on having the VOD of this podcast or possibly highlight videos put on that channel as we have more episodes. So at some point, you can expect either highlights or the full podcast to be on the web series, on the YouTube channel, I mean.
Yes. I mean, maybe I also had this idea that maybe like later on, if we do decide to release this, like the first episode, if the first episode does come out, we can actually how do you say we can stream it on on Twitch and have the first episode as a streamable thing to watch, and people can watch it at a certain time and they can watch the first episode. I mean, and then later on when we want to like have our stuff. thanks for the follow. When we want to have our information, not. I'm losing my words. If we want to have the rest of the series open for the public, we can put it on YouTube. So like we because like this podcast, we're giving benefits to this podcast. We want to have it. We want to like give our Twitch audience, you guys who came here to watch it here to listen to our podcast. We want to give you guys the priority to watch the first episode, and then the rest of the world can see the rest. You know. That's what I think. I don't know, for giving us your time. I feel like you guys should get the first episode. I don't know. What do you think, Ethan?
I think I'm down. Like, it would be cool to start premiering this like it would be an actual TV series, like 1 episode a day or something like that.
Yeah.
Just say in chat if you guys are open for that idea. If we put on Twitch first and then YouTube after.
Yeah. Don't. I think we shouldn't do it like. I don't know. I've been watching some animes, and I've been watching like during this lockdown period. And there's this new anime that is called God of High School, and there's only 1 episode, and I don't know. Like, I've only watched 1, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is a cool series, and I feel like I need to watch more. But they only release 1 episode, and because of modern technology and what Netflix has done to us, I don't have the patience to wait for the next episode.
Netflix exclusive? Because maybe you can
no,
watch
it's not. It's not Netflix exclusive. It's just this new anime. I think you can watch it on Crunchyroll or something.
Yeah, I actually remember my brother reading that like years ago.
But I want to watch the whole thing, so I'm very impatient. I don't know.
By the way, I'm gonna link our YouTube channel in the chat because someone asked for it.
Oh yes, definitely. Sorry guys, I'm lacking a little bit in that, but I need to get that sorted out. I will definitely have it sorted out before the next stream. So yeah, what were the other talking points, Ethan? Kinda.
All right. Do we want to tell people the nature of the series? Because we always reference because we don't have any screenshots of what the show will actually look like. We don't have any mood boards up on Instagram yet.
Ooh, yes. This is my favorite part. Sorry to cut you off, Ethan, but this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. If you guys
want at least some reference to what the series would look like, do you think it's okay to like just say to like give this information now, like? Or
no, we can just briefly give the information now, and then we'll talk about it like in depth in our next podcast. I don't know. Okay, I want to keep the audience waiting, like just a little bit hungry.
Like something we did for helping us with the writing process is me and my cinematographer here. We would often watch a few episodes of something for inspiration, and we mostly took our notes and stuff from TV shows, primarily from Atlanta. And TV shows like Barry, which I think are very good shows just in their own right, but they actually helped a lot with like with writing this show just beyond like what it looks like, but also like character motivations, character actions, feelings, events. Really, it's been a great help. So when you think of Atlanta, a lot of the time you'll be thinking of open, bare environments and a very cold color palette. So I think that's
no
no. First podcast.
This is our just bear with us, guys. This is our first podcast. We're just trying to get our bearings and whatnot. We're kind of a little bit nervous, but yes, that the reason why this is my favorite part, and I love making connections to stuff, because I watch a lot of content. I watch a lot of series, and anything that I like, I dive myself into it, and I go do the research. I go look at the behind the scenes, and I'm like, I need to know more about this thing. I need to know more, and that is what I like doing. And now I like taking that, everything that I've learned, and I'm putting it into my own project. It's like almost like a like they say, what's the saying now? Copying is the, or mimicking is the highest form of flat. That one. So I like doing that. I like copying copying with the intent of recreating it and making it fit and suit the type of style that we want to do. So that's what's been happening. So I took, like you said, ideas from Atlanta, and I'm the one who brought up the idea of putting it as Atlanta, because Atlanta. And as soon as I was like, I read the script and I was like, this sounds like something that would happen in Atlanta. And Ethan immediately was like, wait, you're serious? This actually, I understand what you're talking about. This actually looks like Atlanta. This is actually the same character. And then we decided to watch it, and then we were like, damn, it is literally the character. It is 100% the character.
That kind of saved my life, because beforehand my primary reference was the film that the director made like 2 years before the series actually came out, which was something like 20 minutes. It didn't get it looked good, but it didn't offer like the full picture, and had less. It was basically a less rich source for inspiration, but it was still.
Is that the web? Is that the short film that he created?
Yeah,
the one with
we all took place in that one mansion. Clap when no one's watching. Something about clapping.
Oh yes. Yeah. I would. Yeah. That one.
It looks beautiful, but
it is so good. It is so good. If you guys want to know what we're talking about, I think Ethan, if you can just pop a link to that that short film, so that we can give like people an idea of what short film we're talking about. So yeah, this short film was created by the director of the series Atlanta, and yeah, it's pretty good. It stars Childish Gambino, who's like one of the greatest, most talented African American out there. I put him in my high shelves, right over there, right up there, right next to like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that. But yeah, this short film is amazing, and kind of, I think what we took away from it was the idea that things happen in life, and the things that are happening in life like are sometimes like very weird, and they're like, this story has its own story world and its own rules. And I think that's what we wanted to also take out of our, like, put into our film. Like, this is not an accurate representation of real life. This is a world where this character Darren lives in, and because this character Darren lives in it, this world has its own rules and it has its own things. And that's what we wanted to like portray in our story. Like, this is a world where a character lives, and this is his own stories, and this is his own, and the world comes with its own rules and comes with its own things, you know. I keep saying own a lot, but yeah, comes with own stuff. But yeah, it's amazing. And other references that we got was, Ethan mentioned Barry. Oh, thank you for the host, Pyraplegic. It's amazing. So as we were saying, Ethan spoke about Barry. Barry is also one of the web series. It is a dark comedy, and we wanted to add like a little bit of humor into our film. I never written humor. I don't know how to write humor. Or all I know is that I've been in situations that I found really funny. And I can, like, just to give you an example, I told the story yesterday to like a couple of friends, and I don't know how they had the reaction. But anyways, so we live in South Africa, right? South Africa has load shedding. So what load shedding is, for those who aren't South African, is Eskom decides to Eskom decides to rewind time and take us into the prehistoric ages and take away electricity. Well, there's many reasons for it, right? Because like we use too much electricity. The coal that is used to generate electricity is wet, so that they can't burn the coal, and they can't do this and they can't do that. Fair, right? Understandable. So I, being myself a smart man, decide I am hungry, I need to go make food. I go make food, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go make food. I take the gas cooker. So our gas cooker is I don't know if you guys seen it. It's the blue gas cooker, and then you have the scrolly thing on top, and then you like light the flame and whatever. That thing. So I pick it up and I put it on the floor and I light the match, and first I opened it. I opened it so that the gas can be released. I light the match and I wonder, and I look at this gas cooker, and I'm seeing like the flame is very faint. And I'm like, why is this thing so faint? I'm like, okay, cool. Let me see what is going on. I put out more gas and I can smell the gas. And I'm just like, okay, the flame is still faint. Maybe let me just like continue cooking. Maybe the flame will become like will start growing. I then continue cooking and I put the pan on top of the gas cooker, and all of a sudden this gas cooker starts bursting into flames. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm panicking, and I take the fire extinguisher and I'm like, I don't know how to use this fire extinguisher, because it comes with instructions. The fire extinguisher comes with instructions, but I don't know where to pull to like make the gas come. I don't know. I was so confused. So I reverted to plan B, and then plan B was to just switch the gas off and like risk my life. That is the scariest thing I've ever done during lockdown, and I'm never apparently so what happened was that the gas wasn't screwed on properly, so there was gas escaping not through the valve, like not through the normal place, which is where you light the flame and then the thing starts burning, but from like the screw. And I could smell some gas, and I was like, something's wrong, but I still continued cooking. But just imagine that as like in a story, in a film. That's like comedy. And that I think people would laugh at, because it's something that's funny, as long as people don't get hurt. I mean, I didn't get hurt. I just like panicked and kind of threw my shit around. But yeah, that's what I think would be funny, and that's something I would add into the story. That's something I would kind of try to write, but not this story, obviously, because it doesn't match the tone of what we're trying to go for. But it's something that I would add in the story, like in a story that I'm writing, and something and that's the type of comedy that I want to add into Young, like very, very relatable situations that the character's going through, that kind of seems to be funny, like, and that's what Barry does. The web series Barry, not the web series, the TV series Barry does. They have like really serious moments and like sprinkle a bit of comedy in between and in the middle of everything. Yeah.
Something about the whole comedy angle, I think, because comedy is a component, but it's not a major component where it's mostly serious and stuff. I think comedy like that works, as opposed to comedy in say not a sitcom, because that's too serious, too harsh of an example. But I think it's the idea that the comedy seemingly comes out of nowhere. There isn't very much build up, and I think it works in. It wouldn't work in a lot of things. It may work in some things, and I think this is one of those few things that a comedy, that moment of comedy, it just appearing. I think this is one of those things where it actually does work. You don't.
Yeah.
A lot of build up isn't really necessary, because just like in Barry, a lot of the comedy that people have is just like from the way people talk. And when a person talks, there's no build up. They just start talking. They start talking like this, and it's unusual, and because it happens so quickly, you didn't have time to get used to it.
Yeah.
I think that's why it could possibly work.
Yeah.
Because this whole gas story, you didn't know it was coming. You didn't have a suspicion. It just happened.
It just happened.
You there wasn't a lot of time to comprehend things before things started happening.
Exactly, and like the instant that it happens in, it's not like it was planned out and people could find and see that this thing's gonna happen. It, for me, the way I would write something like that is that it's just a moment that happens. So for instance, using that same situation that I had, like the comedic element comes in when he lights the flame and then the gas starts, like the gas cooker starts bursting into flames, and like his reaction to that. And I feel like focusing on that, not even building it up, because I mean it's a serious scene. People coming, like the electricity just came off. He's frustrated. He's hungry, and he manages to like find something to eat, and then he starts cooking it, and then this happens. This, like, the house is almost on fire, and that's like the comedic element that we're looking for. Not building it up, but just kind of playing it simple, playing it smooth, then going into the comedy, and then being like, whoa, there's comedy, there's comedic elements, and then being like, not even like addressing it afterwards and saying, allowing the character to have time to like process it. I mean, or maybe even allowing him to like kind of say, that just happened, and then continue with his life, or having something else interrupted and then continuing with that other thing. You know, not making the comedy the main element of the story. But yeah.
Although I do think there's something which we also plan to do differently in ours, because I think something about the comedy, we're spending so much time on comedy. When it comes to Atlanta with Barry, I think a lot of the reasons why some things are comedic is because Barry is an observer. I was gonna say Darius. Barry is an observer to all these weird things that are around him, and the same thing goes with Atlanta. He just enters houses or enters places. The world is at odds with him. He enters these places, and everything around him is all weird. For example, like when we first meet Darius, he's just holding a knife around the corner because he fears that like some shit's about to go down.
Yes,
And
dude, that character.
I think that's something which we want to kind of adapt, because I think with us, we also plan for Darren to actually be part of the comedy itself and not just some sort of observer. Because I feel that yes, that can be funny, but sometimes if it's used too often, we can feel sort of disconnected. We can feel as though we may feel like we're in their position, but we may not feel like we're in on the joke, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so this is not to be mistaken. This is not going to be a comedy. I know we've been talking about comedy this whole time, but there's also other elements to the story, and I think the other theme that we're going for, or the other genre that we're going for, is a drama. I mean, not a drama. What would you call it, Ethan?
I would call it a drama / thriller.
Yeah, a drama / thriller. I think
there's
so.
a lot of some introspection and emotional stuff, which is why we have to include that tag of drama in there.
Yeah. Do you want to give them like the synopsis? Well, not the synopsis, like the tagline for the. I mean, not the tagline, the log line for this. This
okay.
film.
Well, Darren, I always have to think of it in my head. Okay. Well, Darren is a young and unmotivated office worker, and he's been a kleptomaniac for an unknown amount of time. And the idea is we follow him and through how he deals with his boring, monotonous life. You know, he goes to work and it's just the same thing every day. He's just kind of bored, and because he uses his stealing. He steals from others as a way of escaping this, because he needs an outlet to put all of his feelings in. He has to break out of his own monotony, and because of this, he actually decides to steal from his own grandfather, and that's kind of like a big thing because he's only been stealing smaller stuff, but it's been growing, and he has to do so, and he's now starting to do something big. I think in a way it's kind of like how when you watch a movie about a serial killer, you can't just have them immediately killing people. You have to show that, you know, like actual serial killers, they start with small animals and then they get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, that's the type of story that we want to tell, and one of another reference that we have was Shame, which is Steve McQueen's story. It's a Steve McQueen directed film that follows a main character. I can't remember the main character's name. I'm very bad at names. I will never remember the name, but I'll always remember what the character does. This character, this character has a sex addiction, and he goes around and like we go around following this character as he has a sex addiction. And what the film does very well is that the film doesn't talk about his sex addiction. It tells you that this character has a problem, and then throws that he has to take care of his sister. You know, throws that like that's the curveball that's thrown into the story, which is amazing, and it's amazing writing. And I feel like for our film, we want to have Darren, and we want to showcase the fact that he has a compulsion stealing. He has a stealing compulsion disorder. I don't know what to call it. I know it's kleptomania, but is it called kleptomania, right?
Yeah, when you steal things you don't have to.
Yeah, he has kleptomania. So he's a kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we want to show that he has kleptomania, but we don't want to focus on. We want that to be like what the character does, but we are focusing mainly on the fact that this character is like how do you explain? This character is has to go through his normal life, and he has to go through like interacting with the secondary character, which I think Ethan, do you want to explain?
Sorry, I was just reading the chat. Yeah.
What's said in chat?
In the effort to be kleptos.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to talk about Samuel?
Yeah. So the secondary character, which is Samuel, take it away, Ethan. Give us a.
Samuel is the grandfather that Daniel would be robbing from. The reason this also ties into the title of the show. You see, we have this character who we try to make sure that he's unlikable, and Darren chooses to steal from him because he feels that he deserves it. And because the show is called Young, we kind of want to show that this contrast between the main character, what he is, versus what he could be or what he may end up being, because we show that this guy is not someone you want to be. Okay, he's a bitter old man who like hates young people, and he just doesn't like the things around him. He's become bitter, and I'm sure we all know someone in our lives who is like that, just a bitter old person.
I've never me personally, I've never experienced the bitter old person. All people are very sweet. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to live in a like before I moved in, because I moved in high school. Well, when I was in primary school, I lived in a house with like I lived next to neighbors who were like these sweet Afrikaans couple, really old. They were the best people ever. I'm African, I'm black, right? I used to like go to the neighbor's house. I used to hide away in the neighbor's house from my parents. You know how Africans' parents are. I used to run away in their house. I used to like, they used to give me like cookies and tea, and I used to watch TV, and they taught me Afrikaans and all that stuff. That was amazing. They were like the best neighbors ever.
Sounds potentially dangerous, though.
No, it wasn't dangerous. They were so sweet, and they picked me up after school. Like, obviously, the way I'm saying it now, kind of, and the way modern society has bred us to think that as soon as you start talking like this, like it's creepy stuff. No, it's not creepy. Even get your mind out the gutter. It's not creepy. They were nice people. They were nice neighbors.
Okay, don't think about it as a kid. Like, think about like any old people you know now. Like I think seriously, that's a big difference between like the younger people and older people. Older people, because they have so much experience, they tend to have a more harsh outlook on life. Like I wrote, like Samuel in his Bible, it says that I describe the way he is, not just from his anger, but because of because of other things about the character, like what he does in his day, or what he does when he's eating lunch, or how he moves around the house. I mentioned that it's because of his mid-apartheid upbringing. Why did I say that so weirdly? Because
you gotta make the point.
Because,
Mid apartheid bringing that one.
because like if you grow up in that point, then you're gonna then you would be a certain way nowadays. Not only would you be a lot more cynical of the government than most people are nowadays, but you'd also likely have to find ways of fending for yourself. Have to be on alert all the time. Obviously, be more independent because again, you worked at a time when there were less conveniences. But like that is a big thing with the young people and old people, and why things work. You know, Darren would be a character who was born after '94, so things were a lot different for his upbringing.
Oh,
you know?
Thank you. Well, sorry to cut you off, but thank you, OG Alcat, for the follow. Much appreciated.
So yeah, it also the show also shows a difference. Well, the writing can focus less on this, so we can make space for for other stuff. But we also one thing we would have to show is the difference between the way old people and young people think. So again, apartheid is a big way people changes. Like Darren would not like okay, this is not really in the script, but this is something that could be touched on because when you talk about this country, you almost have to mention it. Darren could be perfectly fine with sitting on the bus with any person, but hey, Samuel could be very skeptical of white people, as an example. That is something that would be viable because, again, it's about apartheid. It's about how people thought based on their own upbringing.
Yeah,
and that is why I find it so strange that you've never seen a bitter old person before.
No, dude, I don't know. I think I've been shielded a little bit from that, or maybe I just haven't seen any old grumpy. No, not like racist old grumpies, but just like normal grumpy old people. I don't know. My grandparents are very, very nice. They're not grumpy.
What about your grandparents? Friends, my dude, like
they are also very nice. I don't know. Maybe old people in Lesotho are like the best people ever. I don't know. I've never noticed any any old grumpy people. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're getting more followers. Thank you.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow. So. Yeah, as I was saying, the like old grumpy people. No, I haven't actually encountered in them. I've seen videos of them, like, but me personally, I've never been, like, I've never seen one. I've never been in close contact with one. But yeah, so the main character has an old grandfather that he lives with. And like the whole dynamic between them is kind of like, and this is still up for oh yes, Pyroplegic, yes, 10 more followers, then we get affiliate. Thank you guys. Can you please get this chugga train going so that we can get more followers and reach affiliate, and then we can subscribe and whatnot. But you don't have to if you don't want to. It's not the end of the world. So like the relationship that this character. I'm back. Mommy, I'm on a podcast. How did you just come in? Goodbye. That was my mom.
Sign on my door, then tell.
I thought I locked the door.
Right.
Hi. Stop saying hi to my mom. Leave my mom out of this. So yeah, she just came in. She just came in on the phone and talking. But yeah, okay. Now there's a whole train of going hi, Motsiba's mom. Okay. She's not gonna say hi back. So no, I'm not bringing her back. So what? So this old person, so the old the old grandfather that lives with Darren, they have like a relationship where they he kind of we want them to think that he's taking care of him almost in a way, and he's like how do I say, he is taking care of. We want you to think that he is taking care of Darren is taking care of his grandfather, but at the same time he doesn't feel like he wants to. He wants to like run away from his responsibilities, in a way run away from his responsibilities and actually like find purpose in his own life and and things along those lines. And I think that's one story that we want to explore in this part in the web series. We want to explore how Darren like deals with his life and how he has responsibilities, but at the same time he doesn't feel like he wants to like fulfill them, and tries to kind of move on and do what he wants to do. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's something that we want to explore. But again, it is subjected to change because like we say, we go through a lot of different things in life. There might be tomorrow we might like experience something that we want to change, that makes us like want to change the story, you know, that makes us want to like do something else, do something different, and do something different to the character.
We also don't want to talk about too much because then we'll end up spreading ourselves then.
Yeah, we don't exactly. We only have a small period of time. We only have about so it's 4 episodes, right, Ethan?
4 episodes, 4 minutes each. That's 16 minutes.
16. We only have 16 minutes to tell the story, and again, 16 minutes is like not a lot of time, especially to have like a whole series to like go on, and then how do I say it, for a series to like go and fuck, I missing the words. For a series to go on and I'm losing. Ethan, come help me. For a series to like conclude. There we go. For a series to go on and to conclude successfully, 4 episodes is not enough, and like each episode is going to be like 4 minutes. It's not enough, and we want to like tell in as many stories as we can.
Yeah, I guess I do think that. No, like I think our lecturers have said many times that we could take out things now and use them as proof of concepts later. Like I've thought about going back to my second year film and maybe, I don't know, in the future doing it again or making it different. Like in my head, I've thought of an idea for a sequel. Not that there should be a sequel, but I actually have thought about it in my head. And I think maybe we could possibly do that with this, or get someone else to do it. I don't know.
I just want to say hello to Bubsy. And Justin J, hello. How are you guys? You guys are good. Papa Capes, yes, hello. Feed the Beast, hello. Yeah. So, and yeah. So that's what we want to do with like the story and the character. We kind of like want to bring this character to life with the situations that he's faced with what he has to go through, with what he has to like what the things that he has to do, the things that he has to like come across in his life. And one of the main things that we wanted to also portray in the story is that he does feel like a background character. You know?
Yeah.
He is a background character.
I figured that's something we would have saved for like the actual filming, but I guess that actually ties in with the blurb or logline, however you want to say it.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
it does kind of tie in with the logline and what we've like trying to portray in the story, that this character is a background character in this film. What else? What else can we like indulge the viewers with in terms of the story?
Well, we actually have been talking for an hour already, so I think now we can possibly talk more about like, I don't know, like often like funding and stuff like that. We, just to give some perspective, we are still looking for actors for this thing, and again, the script can change, so that's why we're getting a bit slow on like trying to find actors and stuff like that. But however, I'm gonna go out on a whim here. If there's any people who are potentially interested in this role, please, who are in chat now, are potentially interested in possibly supporting us on that level, please stay tuned for any sort of updates on our project, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our Instagram, and just see what's up.
Get Mumbai Bonsai to act.
Yeah,
Mumbai
yeah,
Bonsai.
attention.
Dude, I'm sorry for I didn't mean to ignore you. Welcome to the stream, Mumbai Bonsai. So yeah, we're gonna be updating again. We're gonna be updating on our Instagram page. If you go into the description of this YouTube channel, this Twitch channel, and just look down, you'll see like there's a little bit of description. Go ahead and follow the YouTube. Why do I keep saying YouTube? The Instagram link, and then it'll take you to our Instagram page where we'll be updating you guys on the progress on the web series. If you guys really if you guys are like interested in acting and stuff, you can contact us through our Instagram page, and we will have you guys audition, right? Thanks Paraplegic for adding that that link. So yeah, that's what if you guys are interested, you can go ahead and audition for us. We do want to like have as professional audition as possible, and knowing that it is lockdown and current state of the pandemic, we won't be able to go face to face and have you guys like in, how do I say, we won't have you guys come in and meet us in a location and like audition live. We'll probably have you guys read a monologue, right? Or and then send it to us, and we'll review it, and then we'll see if you make the part or not. We will be like having I think we will be needing extras, but we're not 100% sure on how we're going to do that because of, again, the current state of the lockdown. We were trying to keep the actors as minimal as possible. So we probably have like 2 or 3 extras and not like a whole bunch of people in like as extras because of like what we have as in the current pandemic. So if you are interested, again, follow the YouTube link. The YouTube. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot every time I say a YouTube link.
Also been saying film instead of series, like
films. You get what I mean, though. You get me.
I get you.
So follow the Instagram link, right? And if you're interested in the web series, right, you can go. You can audition. We can contact us, and then we'll send you a monologue, and then you can audition, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Anything else? Oh yeah, and funding. We were talking about funding. So primarily, what we do need funding for, right, for this film, is for gear, for like camera gear and stuff. We've just been recently told that the best gear to get for this like for shooting, and this is what people are doing in the industry, if you guys wanted to know, the best gear to get is wireless gear, so that we don't have people in close proximity. We can have people operating in their own little nooks and crannies of the set, not near anyone, and they get to keep their own gear, like wireless follow focus, wireless monitors, so that people don't need to touch each other, don't need to get into close proximity with each other at all. You know, we want to try keep it safe. We want to try keep it so that we don't get anyone infected. We want to try keep it so that like nobody gets into close contact with anyone, and we keep it like very, very safe and clean. So we're going to need funding for that. We're going to need funding for lighting equipment, so that we make the scenes look like as best as possible. Paraplegic says make all crew wear gloves. Yes, fantastic. We are deciding on doing that. So we're gonna have gloves and also hand sanitizer on set, of course, masks and all the above. Also thinking of getting the screens for the director, so that he doesn't have to wear a mask and act and like give out commands. He can wear screen guard, and then like nothing goes into anyone's face and whatnot. we're also gonna need funding for transportation to like transport our actors and the gear to location. We've just also recently realized that because of these current times, like our university campus now has a rule that we have to return gear at a certain time, and that's like before 9, so we have to every day. So because we're shooting for 4 days, right, Ethan? How long are we shooting for? If we're shooting for 4 days, we're gonna have to be transporting back and forth for 4 days every single day. So, and the reason why they're doing this is so that they can clean and disinfect the cameras, clean and disinfect the light stands, and all that stuff that we used, so that we're actually keeping safe and nobody gets infected after a couple of days, you know. Other things that we do need funding for is what else? I just lost my. I don't think I can remember.
Mumbai, all of our crew members have an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, no, we don't. I mean, we can if you guys want us to have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I sell feed pics for 100 rand.
Exactly. But yeah, we're gonna need funding for also for location, so that we can get the location and we can have it and we can send it to so we can pay for the location. And we're gonna need funding for, well, not catering anymore, because there's a new rule saying that we're not allowed to have catering on set, which catering is like feeding the crew and whatnot. We're not allowed to have anything like that on set. Everyone should have their own meals and should be responsible for their own catering, which is kind of a big oof, because I loved having food on set and eating food that was not paid for, that was not paid by me and paid by someone else, you know. So yeah, that's majority, and also to keep the crew safe and keep the the crew and cast safe. So in case of any emergencies, we have some backup funding so we can actually keep everyone safe. And also for like any extra emergencies, like if a light breaks and someone and stuff, which will not happen because all our crews are well trained in the equipment that they handle. But in case of an emergency, we have a fund that we can send people to the emergency room if needs be.
I just want to answer Mubaz's question. He's asking about the shooting period. What happens is that we are given that by our campus, we are given a shooting period that we are given. Okay. In this case, it's 4 days. Last year, it was 3 days, and the first it was 2 days. So we just have to do everything in those 4 days, and we have to plan around that period. And sometimes we would be allowed to have reshoots, but only under certain conditions. And considering that we're in lockdown, those conditions for reshoots are going to be a lot tighter than they were last year, if we even going to be allowed to do reshoots under any conditions. Am I right?
Yeah, no, it's that.
And about the next podcast, we plan on doing the same time next week, correct?
Yeah, we plan on doing it same time next week. If there's any changes, like again load shedding or something like that, we will update on our Instagram page. On our Instagram page, we will be posting updates and whatnot.
Thank you, Null Void, for the follow.
Null Void, thank you for the follow. So yes, that's what's that's where we're going to be updating everyone on the process of this web series. Ethan Sampai, thank you. I actually, dude, 8 more followers till we can like officially say we can reach affiliate. I don't know. Can you get like 8 more profiles just to log in?
No, the next 3 minutes.
8 more in the next 3 minutes. We are going to repost this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. I mean, once I've like discovered how to kind of download this thing and put it on YouTube, because I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to do that, to be honest. So if you guys know, please message me on just record while streaming. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I can't record while streaming, so I mean, unlucky. If I can't put it on YouTube, it's not the end of the world. You guys got to hear the first episode live, and then the second episode we will make plans to put it onto YouTube, and then if you guys didn't catch up on it, we will put it on YouTube, and you guys will be able to listen to the second episode on YouTube for next week if you miss out on today's episode. But if I manage to find out how to download it, I will be able to put it on YouTube, and then you guys can enjoy and have our silly voices on in your ears on YouTube, or maybe even put it on like Spotify and as a podcast as well. So it's just like, if you guys want to, you can do so. They're saying I should VODs. I'll enable VODs, and I'll make VODs as well. Yeah. Next time on SABC, Coke is still fighting the same person for the last episode. No, it's not going to be like Dragon Ball Z. Don't worry. It's actually going to be a very relatable short story. Oh, not short story, kind of web series that we're trying to create. Yeah, Ethan, is there anything that you want to say?
Not so much, because I think we can actually wrap it up. Yeah, we've been talking for close to an hour and 15 minutes.
Yes, we have.
And, guys, thank you again for all those who stayed to watch the podcast. This has been a huge success, thanks to you, especially considering that this is only our first episode.
Yes, guys, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for bringing in your support. I personally love supporting South African content creators. I always try to kind of support as many people as possible that are South African. I wish I could send you guys to someone else that is streaming at the moment, but none of my friends are streaming. Like, I love South African content. I just want to send you guys to other people that are streaming, but like I can't send you off to anyone. So if anyone has any suggestions to send to anyone else, or if you guys want to leave here, is 100% fine. Last things, enjoy your Saturday, your weekends, your Saturdays and Sundays, and enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you guys stay fantastic, and stay tuned to follow our progress on the short form. We'll be updating regularly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, you said enough. Guys, thank you. Thanks again for watching. Please stay updated and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow Instagram, and we shall keep you posted.
Yeah. Cheers. Enjoy.